Hello, it's your favorite sports thunk here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Bucks just handed the Eagles the loss, 32-9, if I'm not mistaken. I walked away once they got that last touchdown, so I don't think the Eagles scored anymore after that. But I remember I foretold this, Ocho. We go way back now. I've been trying to tell you, them boy playing possum. The boy playing possum. And I also told you, I said, Ocho, Bradbury ain't it. I said, Ocho, Bradbury ain't it. Now, you hating. I'm like, guys, I played the game too long. My eyes, they ain't what they used to be, but they not fooling me.
Right.
Ocho,
right.
That was, excuse my language, that was piss poor effort on that tackle. That's like, you know what? Hey, we already getting beat. We gonna go home. Let me half-ass it. The season's over. Well, I mean, go ahead.
It bothers me. You know how much it pains me to have to be critical of players, be critical of one's play, be critical of coaching. From the start, it didn't look right. And obviously, I said the team was playing possum. Starting 10-1. You started 10-1. Everything was good. You lost 5 of the last 6, if I'm not mistaken, like that. So I was very optimistic. I was looking glass half motherfucking full. You know what? They gonna turn it on when it matters most. Coaching staff, the players, they understand the importance of this game. Making the playoff after having success early in the season, despite injuries, they'll find a way to get it done. A.J. Brown is out. Okay, boom. Devontae Smith is there. They have other players. They have other adequate players that can run the offense, and offense can still be efficient. But tonight, it seems like they were damn near out-coached. Forget the play on the field. The play on the field was abysmal. That was atrocious. But the coaching as well, offensively, we ran the ball. We ran the ball, what, twice? And I'm saying we because I'm an Eagles fan too. We ran the ball twice. We couldn't find a way to run the ball. We couldn't find a way to pass the ball. We had no answer for them. For the Bucks defensively, we had no fucking answer. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop Mike Evans. We couldn't stop Baker Mayfield. We couldn't stop no goddamn body at all. Nothing. No. Everything seemed to work. The first 4 possessions, the goddamn Bucks had the ball. They got points on the first 4 possessions. We were 0-3 on third. What? 0 for 3 on third down. The tush push didn't goddamn work. Nothing seemed to work tonight. Since when do teams stop the damn tush push? One of the best things we had going.
Well, you knew it was going to be a long night.
The past 2 years.
You knew it was going to be a long night, did Ocho? The tush push doesn't work.
But we couldn't stop nothing. We couldn't stop anything short. We couldn't stop anything intermediate. We couldn't stop the deep ball. I don't know what it was. I think we got out-coached. Not only did we get out-coached on both sides, hell, fuck that. We got out-coached in all 3 phases of the game. We couldn't, the play on the field, it looked like they didn't want to be there. The tackling, we couldn't tackle nobody. What we doing? This is the playoffs. If there's a time to show up, this is the game you show up. That's your resume. Everybody ain't gonna be there next year. What you put on tape tonight, come on now. You can't do that. You got to play. If you're not going to play for the Eagles, if you're not going to play for the coaches, you got to at least play for the goddamn name on the back of your jersey. You got to at least play for the name on the back of your jersey. Man, that was piss poor all the way around. Offensively, defensively, hell, shit. Those special teams in there too.
And Mike Evans didn't have a great day. Mike Evans dropped a touchdown early. I thought he was going to have a big day. I just knew Mike Evans was going to have a crazy day. I was like, oh, yeah, Baker Mayfield. I want to give Baker Mayfield some credit because I've beaten Baker Mayfield up over the last couple of years, and I thought he deserved every criticism that I bestowed upon him. Yeah. He played extremely well tonight. 22 of 36, 337, 3 touchdowns. Only the second Bucs quarterback to ever have a 300-yard passing day. The first is Tom Brady. Give him credit. I thought he did a great job of spreading the ball around. Cade Otton was his leading receiver, had 11 targets, 8 catches, 89 yards, and then more. Guys did a great job run after catch because seemed like the Eagles didn't want it. Like they thought they were just going to lay down. Okay, I'm gonna lean on you a little bit, and you'll just go to the ground. And they didn't do that.
Right.
But give Baker Mayfield credit. He played extremely well tonight. Now they go back. I think it's a rematch. I think they played earlier in the year. and Detroit did beat the
Right.
Bucs earlier in the year, so it's a rematch. But think about it, Ocho. The NFC East, both teams lose.
Yeah.
Cowboys lost yesterday, and it wasn't
Yeah.
close. The Eagles lost tonight, and it wasn't close.
Wasn't close.
Eh,
I mean,
It's
what is it about the NFC?
because what happened.
What is it about the NFC
You're
and,
beating
and the
up on
teams
bad
that played
teams.
phenomenal?
You're beating up on bad teams in
Huh?
your division, and it doesn't prepare you for the playoffs. You see what happens when you play the Commanders? You see what happens when you play the Giants and you play each other?
Right.
Now you get into the playoffs, and
Mhm.
look what happens, Ocho. Boop, boop, whoop. Okay, I'm sorry. See you next year.
Yeah, but we playing a 9-8 Bucks team. We playing a 9-8 Bucks team where the basic fundamentals of football that you learn when you're in Pee Wee, that you learn when you're in junior high, that you learn when you're in high school. Simple, tackling, wrapping up, effort, having
And they
discipline.
hadn't done that all year. Let me ask you a question. So you expect a team or a player to do something 1 week that they hadn't done in 18 weeks? Is that what you're telling the people? Is that what you want to tell our chat?
No, that's not what I'm
Okay.
telling the people. But I'm just saying, listen, if let's say if we at the YMCA,
Yes.
right? And we go and we play 10 games, we play 11 games, and we win 10 of them games,
Yeah.
right? And you understand what you need to do. What if you understand you won 10, but it wasn't enough. There are holes in why we winning. And those holes can get exposed when it matters
Right.
most. And that's the playoffs. So what do you do when you get to that point? You motherfucking pin your ears back at your position and you do all you can. The simple stuff, tackling. You learn that in training
Ocho,
camp.
but you're not, Ocho, you've been
Tackling.
telling
Aren't they not even making the
but you've been
tackles?
telling them you're not going to do anything different than what you normally do. They haven't been tackling all year. They haven't played good football all year. And when I said you were accepting things and wins you never would in a loss, they said I was hating. You say we win in the ball game, and you told me winning cures a lot. So what does it cure?
Yeah, it does. You know, when you're winning, you're able to overcome the mistakes and the things that you don't do well, or the things that you're not doing well when you're winning.
See,
But when you get into the playoffs, when it matters most, you can't overcome those things. You can't. Even against a 9-8 Bucks team that played goddamn well tonight.
yeah.
Offensive. They played well
Yes.
tonight. It seemed like the Eagles didn't even show up. 9 points?
You,
9 points for this offense.
Ocho, but here's the thing. It's hard, unless you got a very, very mature team and players that really, really care. It's hard to correct players when you win because they're going to brush you off and say, man, we won. Man, stop.
Right.
It's when you lose is that you can get their attention because now you see, this is why we lost. We didn't do this. We missed this. We missed that. Okay, we didn't do this on the back end. We didn't do this right here. So, but when you win, you're accepting things because you're winning that you wouldn't in a loss. If I didn't take anything away from Mike Shannon in all my years of coaching, that was the one thing that I took. And it took me a while to understand because I couldn't understand, Ocho, the man was correcting me and getting on me. I got 8 catches. I got 9, 10 catches for $180. And he's telling me this effort right here will cost us a game down the road. I'm like, Mike, I got 10 for $180. I led the league in receiving. Oh, I'm a tight end. He said 84. That's not good enough. And once I accepted that, then I could see the big picture of what it really took to become a champion. And then I could bestow that. Now I can talk because I was always able to stand. A lot of people, Ocho, here's the thing. When I was just having this conversation a little earlier, a lot of people talk, but very few people can speak.
Right.
Now I'm able to speak and tell the guys, this is what we need to do. This is how we're going to win. Let's correct the mistakes. Even though we won, let's correct the mistakes. They're small. Small things come large things.
Yeah.
So the Eagles, they never, and all their fans, all they cared about was win, win, win. Cowboys, win, win, win. What couldn't the Eagles do all year, Ocho? Run the football.
run the ball, and they couldn't run it tonight. They couldn't run it tonight. Well, here it's very difficult to run on that goddamn that
Oh yeah,
Bucks front
the Bucks
line
are not an easy team to
as it
run on
is.
now. They're not an easy team to run on.
No, they're not easy. But then, okay, if you can't run the ball, you still got to establish something.
Yeah.
You got to establish some type of run. They only rushing four.
Oh, but here's
They only rushing four and
15,
getting pressure every goddamn
15
time.
attempts is not enough though, Ocho. 15 attempts is not enough. What you gonna do with 15 attempts?
Yeah, not much. Not much because if you want to open up the pass, you ain't got no choice but to run. You got to keep it going. But then you getting you getting you getting you getting sacked in the backfield. Not only sacked, you're getting pressure when you do drop back. You're going 5 wide when you try to run it. Every time you try to run it,
If you
man, condense the goddamn splits. Go heavy. Do something. Change it up. You kept doing the same thing over and over and over. You know what the definition of insanity is? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. You understand, know your personnel, know the team you're playing against. If it's not working with 5 wide, take that shit out when you need to run the ball. Change the formation. Go double motherfucking tight end. Hell, bring a goddamn fullback in if you got to. But you're going 5 wide. You're still trying to run draw. You're trying to stretch. It's not working. Then third down, they bring a pressure and you're throwing screen to the flat. I've never seen the motherfucking Bucks tackle the way they did. They made every goddamn tackle. Every
the tackling team. But here's the thing, Ocho. Okay, you see they're getting pressure. Get out of that scat protection. Why the hell you in 5 wide? You can't protect with 5 linemen. Now you got to have max protect. You might have to leave a back end. You might have to leave a tight end in and say, okay, we're not going to be able to get 5 out. We can only get 3 to 4 out. Because it doesn't do you no good to empty the backfield if your quarterback's on his back or he's running for his life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's simple. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. We can't hold up with scat protection, which is 5 wides, which is all eligible receivers are out on a route.
Right.
And so basically we got 5 offensive linemen to protect the quarterback. Okay, we can't hold up against that. So now we've got to give up one of those wide receivers. We've got to give that up to go a 6-man protection.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. But because, this is what we do. Okay, now you got all off season to figure out what you need to do next year.
Right. But that's where you make the adjustments. That's where you make the adjustments at halftime. Okay, boom. Look, we can't run the ball. Okay, all the plays that we do have out of 5 wide or 4 or 3-by-1 sets, everything is deep. All the route combinations in the scheme, everything is 12 yards, and you don't got no time. You got Jaylen. They making Jaylen uncomfortable. He has no time to throw. He's already in the gun and running for his life. It's simple. Change the formation, condense the splits, shorten up the routes, make it 1-2, make it 1-2-3 steps, get the ball out of his hands right away. Nigga, crosses, anything. Nigga, have the short game. Work the short game more and more and more. If everything they doing is they throwing the ball down the field, they trying to run digs. None of it's working.
Let's
change it.
It seems to me, teams like, okay, let's take away his first read. Get him off his first read, Jalen Hurts. We're going to get him off his first read and see if he can go 2 to 3. I'm not giving you.
He didn't have no time to go 2 to 3.
But I'm not giving
his first read was number 6 every time. That's the only person he can count on.
Right. Well, look, AJ's out now. So now I'm not really worried about. I mean, look, I know Julio's there, but that's not Julio from 5 years ago. He's not that. He's not that guy. Goddard couldn't get a rhythm. Quez Watkins, Gainwell, Zacharias. No, come on now. So now, I mean, and you can't run the football. So all this now, hey, okay, Jalen, I hope you brought your cape with you because there ain't no Clark Kent. You got to be Superman for the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
And it's all on you because we can't run the football and we need you to be special tonight. Minus your Pro Bowl player in A.J. Brown.
Right. Yeah, it's impossible. That's an impossible feat.
And we saw this, and it's been building up. Sleeve Urkel says the Eagles are 1-5 since Bosa had that Eagles blueprint quote. Nick tried to tell y'all. He said it. He said we gave teams the blueprint. Now, I don't know what that means. I mean, I would have to go back now and look at the tape, but it seems like, hey, we take away your first read, we're going to pressure you. We're gonna condense the pocket, keep you in the pocket. We're not gonna let you just run outside and keep we're gonna keep you away from your dominant hand. If you force you, we're gonna force you to your left, make you throw across your body.
Left, yeah.
And we're not gonna let you jump out. We're not gonna let you jump out the window on us. But I think this is one of the most predictable endings for the Eagles. I think this is predictable. I don't even think Eagles fans thought the season would end any other way based on how the last month and a half of the season went. I don't think they thought it would end any other way than the way it ended tonight.
I was hoping I was right though. I was hoping because of what they were able to do, even though they didn't, you're saying they didn't beat any good teams when they were 10-1, but they have so many flaws, so many things, even though they were winning. I really thought because listen, they ain't too far removed from a Super Bowl now. They ain't too far removed from a Super Bowl now. They're a Super Bowl winning team. You get to the playoffs, you know what it takes. Yeah. So I'm thinking that team is gonna show up. Defensively, they were a monster last year. This year, the front line, it hadn't been good. They're not getting the pressures or the sacks that they did last year. I think last year they had damn near 70-something sacks. This year they were around 30-something like that. And what happened is because the front line is not being good, not good defensively. Hell, now the back line is exposed.
Right. Or the back line can't hold up like they once could and allow the front line to get there. But the thing is, Ocho, the mistake that people make, people think like if you scale Mount Everest, you get an opportunity, you get to say I scaled it twice. No, you got to go back down to the bottom and scale it again. Yeah. So whether you went to the Super Bowl and lost or you went to the Super Bowl and won, that ain't got nothing to do with this season. You've got to start back at the bottom just like everybody else. And there's no guarantee because you went somewhere last year, you're going to be able to get back there this year. And I think the Eagles thought it was going to be simple. Well, we brought a lot of our key guys back. Man, there's a reason why a whole lot of teams don't repeat. If it was easy, there would be more repeat champions than what we have. Yeah. And so it is very difficult. And the crowd shot of Jeffrey Lord told the story of his night. This finish for the Eagles, the agony of a team that started 10-1, the best record in the league at the time, finished 1-5. His face told you everything. Told you everything. I mean, a once promising season. He's probably thinking to himself, where did we go wrong? What turn did we take that I didn't see, that Howie didn't see, that Sirianni, the head coach, didn't see? What happened that caused this series of events?